Good evening and many thanks for joining us. This is QTV Nightly News, which is also rather on Q Radio 103.3 FM, and I'm Ansmane Sonyase. But first, here are the main news headlines. The Gambia's Independent Electoral Commission has unveiled the country's election calendar, setting the presidential elections for December 2026, while National Assembly and local elections will follow between April and June 2027. The National Human Rights Commission today held a day-long training for National Assembly members, focusing on a human rights-based approach for budgeting. The Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, in partnership with the Bundung Maternal and Child Hospital, marked World Sight Day at the hospital with free eye screening and awareness raising. In international news, a new World Bank report has projected stronger growth for the sub-Saharan African region in 2025, but warned of an urgent need for job creation to match the region's rapidly growing population. And in sports news, after losing 2-0 to Guinea-Bissau in their opener, the Gambia bounced back in emphatic style by thrashing Liberia 4-0 in their second game at the WAFU Zone A Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers in Mali on Wednesday. Stay tuned for more on these and other stories. And now here's news in detail. The Independent Electoral Commission has officially announced the Gambia's upcoming election calendar, with presidential elections set for December 2026 and National Assembly, councillor, mayoral and chairperson polls scheduled between April and June 2027 as part of efforts to ensure a transparent and inclusive electoral process. Julian Jai tells us more.
The Commission will conduct presidential election on the 5th December 2026.
That was Joseph Colley, chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, revealing the eagerly awaited date of the Gambia's next presidential election. Chairman Colley went on to unveil the full election timetable while reaffirming the Commission's commitment to conducting all polls in line with the law and international standards.
National Assembly elections on 10th April 2027. Election of councillors on the 22nd May 2027. Election of mayors and chairpersons on the 26th June 2027. Meanwhile, supplementary voter registration will be conducted from 1st April to 14th May 2026. The voter registration will be an addition to the already existing voter register of 2021. The Commission has decided to fix different dates for these sets of elections, considering legal requirements. Furthermore, such decision is also informed by key considerations such as logistics, transparency, and integrity of the process.
Chairman Colley, who was appointed in July 2025, further underscored that the IEC's success depends on collaboration and mutual respect among all players in the political space.
Political affiliation is enshrined in the Constitution as a human right. However, we ought all to exercise this right responsibly and within the limits of the law. There are certain people claiming to have formed political parties without following due process by registering with the IEC. I would like to draw our attention to the fact that registration of a bona fide political party is subject to the fulfillment of certain legal requirements. The Commission respects the principles of political plurality and has no reason to prevent any group or individual from exercising their political rights and freedoms.
Taking account of surveys indicating a drop in trust, the IEC says that under its new leadership, the election roadmap is part of rebuilding trust by engaging citizens through transparency, early planning, and continuous dialogue with all stakeholders.
Our doors are always open for any clarification, and I hope this will help stem incidences of fake news and misinformation and disinformation, targeting not just the IEC, but also other stakeholders as well. The Commission would like to reassure the electorate and all stakeholders of its continued commitment and resolve to deliver free, fair, transparent, inclusive, and credible elections to Gambians at all times.
The IEC's election roadmap for 2026-2027 underscores its dedication to free, fair, and transparent polls and calls on all Gambians and political actors to engage responsibly, uphold democratic principles, and ensure the integrity and credibility of the electoral process. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
Now, the National Human Rights Commission, with the support of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, today held a day-long training for National Assembly members focusing on a human rights-based approach for budgeting. Alucise reports.
The training aims to strengthen lawmakers' ability to integrate human rights, particularly economic, social, and cultural rights, into the national budgeting process. National Human Rights Commission Chairperson Emmanuel Daniel Job said the training forms part of efforts to ensure the national budgets reflect the needs and rights of all citizens, especially in critical sectors such as healthcare, education, and accountability in governance.
The NHRC has observed that when budgets are developed with a human rights lens, they become a more powerful tool for social justice and inclusion, ensuring that no one is left behind.
Through the human rights-based approach, parliamentarians are expected to assess how public resources are raised and allocated to promote fairness, equity, accountability in governance. UN Resident Coordinator Carl Frederick Paul and Yvonne Tawanda Masara Kufa, Senior Human Rights Advisor, Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in the Gambia, respectively, said by applying human rights lenses to budgeting, stakeholders can better evaluate where the national resources are being used to fulfill basic rights and advance social justice.
Training comes at a critical moment in the Gambia's development journey. As the country continues to strengthen democratic institutions and pursue sustainable development, it is essential that public resources are allocated and utilized in a manner that advances human rights for all, particularly economic, social, and cultural rights.
We are pleased to partner with the National Human Rights Commission in this effort in the Gambia. We are also pleased to collaborate with the National Assembly for engaging in this dialogue. Your leadership is key to ensuring that the budget process becomes a tool for human rights fulfillment.
Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Sidi S.K. Njai, said Parliament recognized the critical role of the Commission and reaffirmed the legislature's commitment to integrate issues of human rights in governance.
Today's capacity building workshop takes on added significance as we move towards the forthcoming budget session that is barely less than a month away. This pre-session engagement will undoubtedly equip members of the National Assembly, particularly the members of the committees that are present here today, with the necessary tools to interrogate the budget not only in financial terms, but also in terms of its human rights impact. A human rights-based approach ensures that our national resources are allocated in ways that protect dignity, advance security, and leave no citizen behind.
It is hoped that the outcomes of the training will deepen the participants' understanding of the link between budget and human rights obligations and further enhance their analytic skills of budget-free human rights lenses. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now, the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, in partnership with the Bundung Maternal and Child Hospital, marked World Sight Day at the hospital with free eye screening and awareness raising. Loliam Kamara tells us more.
World Sight Day is observed annually on the second Thursday of October to raise awareness about the importance of eye care and to help prevent avoidable vision loss. The celebration started with a march past from Bundung Police Station to the hospital. Mamadi Cham, CEO of Bundung Maternal and Child Hospital, revealed that in collaboration with the National Eye Health Program and Sheikh Zayed, the hospital established an eye health unit in April 2024, which served 1,902 patients between April and December of that year. CEO Cham elaborates.
211 patients were seen and weekly 42 patients. Of those patients, 46 were with conjunctivitis, 5.3% with cataract, and the rest with chilazone and ptoyum. Between 2020 January 2025 to end of September this year, a total of 2,357 eye patients were attended. Each eye surgery started on the 7th of August this year, and so far 10 cataract surgeries are performed. This makes services more available to our clientele.
Free screening services were provided during the event, and similar services will be extended to schools within the hospital's catchment areas. Sergio Kani, Program Manager for the National Eye Health Program, noted that World Sight Day offers an opportunity for global partners to join discussions and raise awareness about the importance of healthy vision and accessible eye care, especially for children. Dr. Winston Cisse, CEO and Senior Ophthalmologist of the Sheikh Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, highlighted that vision plays a vital role in all aspects of life, noting that without it, activities like learning, walking, reading, and participating in school become challenging.
People must understand the importance of caring for their own eye health and demand access to services free from any social stigma. Then only can we address the needs of the 2.2 billion people who suffer from visual impairment or blindness across the globe.
Dr. Cisse then offered the following valuable advice.
We should have a comprehensive eye exam, and these will pick up diseases before they manifest or detect ongoing disease. You may not have any symptoms or eye problems, but having a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to be sure.
Momodu Tinyasi is the Deputy Director of Health Services of the Ministry of Health.
Accessible eye health services, education, and community outreach are vital to ensuring that every Gambian can achieve their full potential and enjoy the beauty of life through clear vision.
On this day, officials reaffirmed their collective commitment to achieving universal eye health coverage, striving to build a healthier, more equitable and sustainable Gambia for everyone. For QTV News, Loli M. Kamara.
And that report there by Loli M. Kamara will lead us to the commercial break. But when we return, we have national, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Browse with us. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 Cs today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
Welcome back. You're watching QTV News, coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansumana Iso. Now, today, October 9th, marks World Post Day, commemorating the founding of the Universal Postal Union in 1874, an institution that transformed global communication in the Gambia The day serves as a reflection on the evolution of postal services from once being a vital communication lifeline to now an underutilized system struggling to adapt to the digital era and infrastructural challenges. Asa Dubari tells us more.
The Gambia's postal journey dates back to 1858, when the British colonial government established the country's first postal service. A little over a decade later, in 1869, the first Gambian stamps were issued, proudly featuring the portrait of Queen Victoria. By 1922, domestic mail delivery had begun, with the ship Prince of Wales carrying mail to communities along the River Gambia. For many years, postal workers and traveling post offices served as a crucial link between rural villages and the capital, fostering communication, trade, and governance across the nation. After independence, the Gambia's postal service grew alongside the nation. In 1976, the Department of Post was separated from the Department of Post and Telecommunications, and by 2005, the Gambia Postal Service Corporations, GAMPOST, was established by an Act of Parliament, transforming the service into an autonomous national institution. Despite the rich legacy, the Gambia's postal system faces modern challenges. The absence of a national addressing system hampers mail delivery, especially to homes without formal street names or house numbers. Many Gambians rely on post office boxes, while others have shifted entirely to instant messaging and courier services.
This year's theme, Post for People, Local Service, Global Reach. It envisions UPU as a driving force in building an interconnected, inclusive, and sustainable society supported by a seamless and innovative postal network that is capable of delivering high-quality modern service to people around the world. Through this year's theme, we also want to celebrate the women and men who make this extraordinary universal service possible.
That was Masahiko Metoki, the Director General of the Universal Postal Union, UPU, on the theme of the World Post Day 2025. These challenges highlight the urgent need for innovation and reform. With the rise of e-commerce, a modern and efficient postal system could become a vital link, connecting local entrepreneurs to global markets. This year's theme, Post for People, Local Service, Global Reach, highlights the dual role of the postal service, delivering essential services to local communities while connecting the Gambia to the wider world. From its colonial beginnings in 1858 to its evolution into a national corporation, the Gambia's postal service reflects the nation's journey. With investments in technology, infrastructure, and addressing systems, it could once again serve as a vital link connecting communities, supporting businesses, and bridging the digital divide. Aisa Tubari, QTV News.
And now on to international news in a moment. Now, a new World Bank report has projected stronger growth for the sub-Saharan African region in 2025, but warned of an urgent need for job creation to match its rapidly growing population. Here is Alusise again.
The World Bank's latest Africa Pulse report, published this month, paints a cautiously optimistic picture for sub-Saharan Africa. Economic growth in the region is expected to rise to 3.8% in 2025, up from 3.5% in 2024, driven by easing inflation and a gradual recovery in investment, according to the report. The 120-page report states that the number of countries battling double-digit inflation has dropped significantly from 23 in 2022 to just 10 by mid-2025, signaling a progress in stabilizing prices. But according to the report, the region still faces major hurdles, including global trade uncertainties, declining investor confidence, and access to foreign financing, with nearly half of African countries currently in or at high risk of debt distress. World Bank Chief Economist for Africa, Andrew Dabalin, warned growth, while improving, remains too low to lift millions out of poverty or provide enough jobs for the continent's booming youth population. He predicts that Africa's working-age population will grow by more than 600 million over the next 25 years. The report urged governments to reduce the cost of doing business, invest in infrastructure, strengthen governance, and promote private sector growth in key sectors such as agribusiness, mining, tourism, healthcare, and housing. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now, still in international news, in a remarkable political development in Cameroon, 92-year-old President Paul Biya has officially launched his campaign rally for the upcoming elections, vying for an 8th term in office. Asadou Barry has the rest of the story.
As Cameroon looks forward to its 2025 presidential election, the country finds itself at a critical stage with a single question: to Biya or not to Biya? At 92, President Paul Biya, who has ruled the country for over 4 decades, making him the world's oldest head of state, stands as both a symbol of continuity and a contentious figure in debates over the country's future. While his supporters hail him as a symbol of stability, critics argue that his prolonged leadership is holding Cameroon back from progress. In the 65 years of independence, Cameroon has only had 2 presidents, Biya and his predecessor, Ahmadou Ahidjo. Biya has not officially declared his candidacy, but according to Dr. John Akpo, a political commentator living in Cameroon, speaking to DW, said Biya's party members have already written a series of motions of support asking him to stand. This possibility has sparked intense debate across political and social spheres. The ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement has largely rallied behind him, praising his experience and long-standing leadership. Party loyalists see him as the unifying figure who has kept the country together amid internal and external challenges. However, opposition parties, civil society groups, and even religious leaders are calling for a change, urging Biya to step down, citing his advanced age and health as obstructions to effective governance. The question of Biya's leadership is not just about age or tenure, but also about Cameroon's future. The nation faces significant challenges, including a separatist conflict in its Anglophonic region, economic stagnation, and insecurity fueled by Boko Haram in the far north. Critics argue that these crises demand fresh leadership and new solutions, which they believe the current administration has failed to provide. As the election approaches, the to Biya or not to Biya question looms large, symbolizing the tension between continuity and change. Whether Biya decides to run or step down, the outcome of this debate will shape not only the political future of Cameroon, but also the aspirations of a nation at a crossroad. Aissatou Barry, reporting for QTV News.
I will continue to keep an eye on political developments in Cameroon, and that leads us to some exciting sports news in a moment. Now, after losing 2-0 to Guinea-Bissau in their opener, the Gambia bounced back in emphatic style by thrashing Liberia 4-1 in their second game at the WAFU Zone A Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers in Mali on Wednesday. Our sports reporter Mamoudou Gajaga was monitoring, and he now reports.
Had a statement victory in the WAFU Zone A Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations qualifiers, thumping Liberia 4-0 in Bamako, Mali on Wednesday. They bounced back from a disappointing 2-0 defeat on Sunday, 5th October, to West African rivals Guinea-Bissau in the group opener. In this game, man of the match Ahmed Njundu Kanyi gave the Gambia the lead in the first minute of the match, before Alaji Babali in the 38th minute doubled the lead, which the team protected until half-time. In the second half, strikes from Aliou Drame in the 61st minute and Modulum 2 minutes into added-on time completed the quadruple of goals against Liberia. This is how assistant coach Lamin Sane and MVP winner Ahmed Njundu Kanyi reacted to the win.
First of all, thanks to Allah that after a defeat in our opening match, we went back and regrouped and we assessed ourselves collectively, and we feel like we need to up our game. The head coach did a very good job putting the group intact, and I think that paid off. And everybody also do the same line. We are all speaking with one voice, trying to look for solutions. And those solutions, that's what happened exactly today.
Very happy today. This part of the match, very grateful. I thank my teammates, the staff, and the head coach. Their performance was high. So we come all out to win, and we come all out to score more goals. And our number of goals is around 7 to 8, but this is what we have. So we are grateful. So we are ready. in our next game also more goals.
The Gambia dominated the game from start to finish with relentless pressure on Liberia. Despite the emphatic moral-boosting win, the Gambia faced a difficult task against host Mali in their final group game on Saturday. Mali have 4 points from 2 matches. They destroyed Liberia 6-0 in their opener, while collecting a point against Guinea-Bissau in their second game, which ended 1-1. In another development, the Gambia Football Federation, GFF, has said that henceforth, the official name for the Gambia Under-17 men's football team is the Scorplings, instead of the widely used Baby Scorpions. For the purpose of branding and consistency, they are urging everyone to therefore now refer to the team as the Scorplings. A Scorpling is the correct term for a newborn or young scorpion. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, congratulations to the Scorplings, and we look forward to more wins. And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap from main headlines. The Gambia's Independent Electoral Commission has unveiled the country's election calendar, setting the presidential elections for December 2026, while National Assembly and other local elections will follow between April and June 2027. The National Human Rights Commission today held a day-long training for National Assembly members, focusing on a human rights-based approach for budgeting. The Zayed Regional Eye Care Center, in partnership with the Bundung Maternal and Child Hospital, marked World Sight Day at the hospital with free eye screening and awareness raising. In international news, a new World Bank report has projected stronger growth for the sub-Saharan African region in 2025, but warned of an urgent need for job creation to match its rapidly growing population. And in sports news, after losing 2-0 to Guinea-Bissau in their opener, the Gambia bounced back in emphatic style by thrashing Liberia 4-0 in their second game at the WAFU Zone A Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers in Mali on Wednesday. That's it for this bulletin. Do join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.